The activities I liked at camp were swimming, the hiking. We learned all sorts of safety skills, in the water, in canoes, and how to operate a canoe, say. I mean, it was all the things that camps provide. This is my dear wife, Cathy. She and I were high school sweethearts, and she became pregnant. From that pregnancy, Laura was born. And unfortunately, we had to give Laura up for adoption. But it was the right thing to do for her and for us. But at the time, it was, and it still is, one of the hardest things.
I always knew I was adopted. My mom, for my graduation gift from high school, she paid for a private investigator to help find my biological family. We found out that my biological parents got married 2 years after they had me, and that I had a sister, and that they were still together.
Laura came back into our life. All three, Jessica, Cathy, and I, got to meet Laura for the first time since we had seen her after she was born. But it was remarkable. We became a family, the four of us.
Talking about what we do in life and all those things, and there was this one connection point, and it was the YMCA camp that I went to, which happened to be YMCA Camp Icaghowan.
She actually was going to Camp Icaghowan, which I recalled when I was 10 that I went there, and it was, uncanny that she was going to the same camp I did.
All I remember is Mark looking at me and going, I went to that camp. And I was like, shut the front door. And it was just one of those immediate connections to find out that your biological family is a part of the camp as well. And that I worked at a camp where his name, Mark Dobbelmann's name, was listed on one of the wooden shields, just that it was there in the lodge when I was first at camp back in the 70s, and then when I finally meet them in 1987, and that he was always present there. I started at camp. I was there from when I probably could start going there until I graduated, and then I became a challenger, which is the river trip. But then I came back as a work leadership camper. The camp director gave us a call and said, hey, would you like to come and volunteer the rest of the summer? And it's like, 1984, yeah. I helped do dishes. I worked at horses. I did a little bit of everything. And that's how it all started. I was hired back that next summer. My sister was able to come up and join me that following summer. So I got to train her how to, do all the horse things that we do, help put on saddles, help do all those things. But I also got to see her become her authentic self.
We visited her at camp, and Jessica stayed, and I got to relive camp. Ruth, the first time she came back from Camp Icaghowan when she was 9, and she sang the songs that they sang, the moose, swimming in the water. She was so excited about camp. It's just wonderful to know the 3 generations, and hopefully Ruth will send her child there in the future.
One of the things that we truly believe is to give back to the place that has given us so much. And the reason why it has is because we were able to be in a space that makes us feel a part of something bigger that's good for this world. The Y continually gives back to us through the memories, through the moments, our family. We wanted to make sure that we honored that. And that's why we are a part of the Heritage Society.
The legacy of the endowment, what I would like to see is that it, along with other people's contributions, is able to sustain Camp Icaghowan to another 100 years. I mean, there's 110 years that we celebrated just a couple years ago. Just think of how many kids, up to now have been helped and what will be provided by the Y through the future. This time last year, I had to redo my will. It just made so much sense to be able to, help fund camp even when I'm not here.
The YMCA brought us together. It was a touch point that we were able to talk about a space that made us happy. And I think that's what the Y still does.